Can you tell us what a receivership is?
Receivership is when a person or entity is put in responsible charge of the property or business of another entity, typically through a court order and usually due to the person or business being in default of their loan documents.
And does the demand of a receivership go in inverse to the demand for real estate, or do they work together, and how?
They kind of work together. It's due to the simple law of supply and demand. When there's a high demand for real estate, the values are inflated. Therefore, most borrowers or developers don't have any trouble in meeting their debt service. However, when the demand falls off and the values fall off, they have trouble meeting that debt service, and in turn default on loans, default on payments, and get into trouble with their lender. And therefore, the lender, to secure his asset, typically puts a receiver in place to protect it.
And what's been your experience as serving as receiver?
Good and bad. It's a difficult situation because most of the time when you step into a receivership, the party you're taking control over or the entity you're taking control over has some animosity because they are in default, or they feel like they've been wronged by either the government or the economy or whatever. So they're not the most cooperative people most of the time. So we have to build a database and get the information on our own versus being handed it. So we've run the gamut of everything from residential real estate to hotels and truck stops, and each individual receivership is unique in the fact that none of them have the same problems, situations, or cooperation a lot of times from the borrower.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Good enough.